and took the name of the Lord in vain, and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken-down tool house.
And that's not all. Someone sent 5,000 doughnuts for the firemen, and the herdmen took them all. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts. And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Waddle's favorite turtle. So now, Naomi can't take her turtle to the YMCA pet shop. Her mother won't let her. What was the word? And they did it in fluorescent paint, so it was in the dark. So when you can't even see the turtles, you can still see the word. And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. And Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Someone yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late. Did she get sick? Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through Woodrow Wilson's school like South American fish that strip your bones clean. And they went through town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet Out River, because there are no herdmen there. But Jesus loves us, as they say, because he keeps the miles away.
That's my little brother, Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. Charlie said, "No herdmen." That made the teacher mad because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But old Charlie told the real truth. No herdmen.
Seems to me.
Well, it's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman at school.
Well, is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones.
Ralph's the biggest, so Ralph gets you.
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys is big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
Well, I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments about the Christmas pageant this year.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be...
Everybody's in it. Think how I feel sitting there Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Well, think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob? Wouldn't you, Bob?
Actually, I thought I would stay home this year. You know how crowded that play is. Somebody can use my seat. I just want to sit back, put on my bathrobe, and relax. Besides, there's never anything different about that pageant anyway.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
Oh, you just made that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick and tired of being Joseph all the time just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be in the play this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
Well, from what I've heard, that's not a serious drawback. Away in the manger always sounds to me like a closet full of mice.
What do you want in the angel choir?
bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe or a bed sheet. Come on, let's go watch TV.
Now you know Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a lovely experience.
Oh, Ma, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
Thank you. She's right, of course. She directs the pageant, she's in charge of the potluck supper, and she's chairman of the bazaar. Honestly, I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
That's right.
Well, she can try to manage things from the hospital, because that's where she is. I just spoke with George this morning. He said his wife broke her leg. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up till the 1st of the year.
The first of the year? Well, that's it. They're going to have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she directs the pageant and she's in charge of the bazaar. I mean, I feel sorry for Helen, but who are they going to get to do all those things?
Yes, Edna, I'll take over the bazaar if you'll do the potluck supper. I don't know who will get to do the Christmas pageant unless... What about Grace Bradley?
Well, I can't do it. I have company all Christmas week. But what about Grace? Hello, Grace?
Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant this year.
Does that mean I have to go?
Oh,
Our Christmas pageant isn't exactly what you'd call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It was always the same old Christmas story, the same old carols, and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a party. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them that we must choose our Mary very carefully because, after all, Mary was the mother of Jesus.
yes, I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph and how he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly,
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction.
Oh, with
How can she talk on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck. Bethany and salt and pepper and napkins.
And I always say there are no small parts, only small actors. Remind the angel choir not to skip out of the audience.
You will say some of those for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
Anything like that.
I'm hungry. And I'm still my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you every day?
Do hope you don't have too
How
many
can I
baby
stop him?
angels. You can say it.
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
You'll need to get someone to push the baby angels on stage. Otherwise, they get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that. And he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. Oh, another word about the angel choir, Grace. Don't let them wear lipstick. They think that because this is a play, that they have to wear lipstick.
There's someone at my door,
And
Helen.
it
I've got
looks
to go.
terrible. And
I've got to go, Helen.
Grace,
Bye.
what? Hello?
Coming.
What?
Yes?
Oh, lady, could you get poor guy some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, it's just you.
I was getting lonely here.
Well, I'm sure Helen's lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephone works.
I bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And to get somebody to shove the baby angels on stage and to keep the shepherds quiet.
Yes, she did. And she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
Oh, and Grace, don't get just anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two if you can. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you could always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong had nothing to do but sit in the hospital all day and think up problems. And there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother hadn't counted on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you'll give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll even give you my dessert. We get all the dessert we want in Sunday school.
Oh, yeah? What kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, and candy bars, and cookies, and Big Wheels. We get refreshments all the time, all we want.
You're a liar.
Ice cream.
Who gives it to you?
The minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he drinks.
Sunday school, huh? Hey, Ralph, listen to this. Of course, that was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were at Sunday school, just in time to hear about the pageant. What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly, it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Come on, Beth. Charlie, David, come. All right. Now, this won't take very long if you all just settle down. Today, we're going to decide who will be playing the main roles in our Christmas pageant. Of course, everyone will have an important part to play. You know what Mrs. Armstrong always says. There are no small parts, only small actors.
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else no one can see them.
Not exactly. What it really means is that, well, the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary.
Well, of course, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is the most important.
I still think it means the short kids have to be in the front row. No,
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, will you please step out into the hallway and see if anyone else is coming? Thank you. All right. Doris, you will be part of our angel choir, so I'll need for you to remind your mother you need a white bed sheet. And what? Oh, Herdman! Well, make room there for the Herdman. Oh. Now, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Say she was sick?
She just left. All I did, I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
I see. Well, Doris, will you please tell Beverly about the rehearsals? They'll be the next 4 Wednesdays after school and plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick, Elmer. Now, Mary and Joseph must absolutely be here for every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
Now, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Oh, Beverly! Oh, are you all right? Oh, let's sit down right... Let's sit over here. There you go. All right. Now, I want you all to think about Mary. We all know the kind of person that Mary was. She was kind and quiet and gentle. And the person who plays Mary must try to be that kind of person. Do I have any volunteers? Imogen, did you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Elmer, did you raise your hand?
No.
Oh, well, just raise your hands, please. Any volunteers? Any of you shepherds? Very well, then. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph, and Imogene Herdman would like to be Mary. I'll just write that down. All right. Who else's names can I put on this list? Maxine? Beth? Alice? Don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to. I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Oh, no, usually the wise men are played by boys. Oh, but of course, I guess we don't have to do it that way.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Hey, Claudia, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man? Just raise your hand.
What's that to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
Well, it's the angel of the Lord who brings the news to the shepherds. Finally, I have some volunteers. David, would you like to be a wise man?
Nope. I just wanted to say that I can't be a wise man because we're going to Philadelphia.
Well, why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. And also my mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd either.
Well, why not?
I don't know. She just said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be a shepherd if she's not.
Oh, yes, you are. No. What's wrong with all of you today?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. She just visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them Jesus is born.
And hits them.
Elmer, that's ridiculous. Now, I don't want to hear another word about it from anyone. Now, no shepherds may quit or get sick. That's all for today, boys and girls. You may go. But I expect to see you all here next Wednesday at 6:30.
You said
What about the tree? Alice, why in the world didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know? Don't you want to be married? I expected you to volunteer.
Mrs. Bradley! That's Gladys Herdman off me! Mrs. Bradley!
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know.
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you hadn't. And I said, but I'm always Mary in the Christmas pageant. And she said, fine, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow bush growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Herdmans will do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole thing. And it's all your mother's fault. Come on, Maxine.
Jane Edna McCarthy, did you hear about well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. I mean, how else would the 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, it's Irma Slocum. I just heard that Imogene Herdman is playing Mary in the Christmas pageant. All 6 of them? You've got to be kidding. Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next door to a zoo. Grace must have gone crazy.
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? But what kind of a child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? And where was Reverend Hopkins, I would like to know? He was what? Oh, visiting shut-ins. Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me. What's the matter?
So I
with Grace?
better nail down the church and
want
lock
to
up the
have the
telescope and hide the collection plate
I
or
feel
bail
so
out everything.
responsible. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman alive who can direct a pageant. After all, I made up my mind I would do the best job I possibly could, give
Grace, the car's over there.
And you are going to help me.
Does that mean I have to?
Yes, you have to go. All right, children, come together for rehearsal. All right. Everybody take your seats, please. Now, the angel will be back here off stage, and then the shepherds will come down, and then they'll gather around the manger.
Where do all the shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn?
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people, Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. It was Mary and Joseph who went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes. At a motel!
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her.
Begin at the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Oh, well, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. You have heard the Christmas story from the Bible, haven't you, Imogene?
No.
Well, that's what this Christmas pageant is, so I better read it to you. Come on down.
I don't believe that, do you? The Hardmans have never heard the Christmas story.
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole life. Till your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
All right. We all know that Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. I think it's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh! They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, they didn't know the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph? They didn't tell them. We're pregnant and everything.
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so Mary had to use whatever they could find. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put that baby in?
We put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Oh, well, there you have it. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it. Ollie didn't like Gladys. She wouldn't get out. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for the animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It says in there they wrapped him in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. Back then, people used to wrap babies up in big pieces of fabric to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare? The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord...
Them out of the black night with horrible vengeance, the mighty marvel.
Gladys, I don't know what you're talking about.
The mighty marvel remains comics. Out of the black night with horrible vengeance.
But this is the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right? Out of the black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam.
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's that?
and myrrh.
What's that?
Well, they were like special things, like precious spices and oil.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare. Were they the welfare, the wise men?
And, let's see, there came wise men from the east. Okay, they were kings, and they were sent...
Well, it's about time somebody important shows up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the feed box and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were kings, and they were sent by Herod,
there and he says, go get me that baby, and they say, okay, because he's the king and all. Then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod.
I'm not going to be Herod.
No one is going to be Herod.
No, Joseph is the shepherd's visit, and they all wipe out Herod.
There's a number one that's going to be Herod.
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over. Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you go wipe out the innkeeper. I can't. I'm an angel. Well, I wouldn't just hang around in some old barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I'd say, I've got this baby here, and it's the middle of winter, so either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod.
I'd send the angel after him. She could just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes. Yeah, that. What's the name of this play anyway? She never said. Christmas pageant. That's no name, that's what it is. I know name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Revenge at Bethlehem? The Hardmans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. At least they picked the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wouldn't let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book? Oh, it's like a diary. No, it's not. It's all about the Herdman. Imogene cusses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice. I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal, too. If you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go into the ladies' room anymore, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting in the Mary costume smoking cigars. And you wrote all this down? What for? For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anyone else wants to know what happened when the whole pageant turns out to be a big mess.
All right, Beth, Alice, will you please sit down so we can get started? Now, this is going to be our last rehearsal. So first we're going to
Great. Just wanted to let you know we're all back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. I hope we won't bother you after all. I guess this is your dress rehearsal.
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby about a month or so ago?
Oh, yes, she's
A little
5
girl?
weeks old, and she's so adorable.
I wondered how would it be if I were to call your niece and ask if we could borrow the baby?
No! Grace, I suppose I could make up some lie and tell you the baby's sick or cranky or something. But the fact of the matter is she's perfectly healthy and happy and beautiful. And we all want her to stay that way, so we're certainly not handing her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Bradley, you can have my little brother, Jesus.
David, I didn't know you had a new baby brother.
He's not new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed and he gets probably strength chef.
No, I'm afraid that won't work.
Oh, get us a baby.
Well, how are you going to do that?
There are always 2 or 3 babies in strollers outside the store. I'll just go grab one of them.
Imogene! You can't just go around taking people's babies.
Why not?
Well, that won't work either. I guess we'll just have to use a doll instead.
Yeah, that's better anyway. The dog can't bite you.
Imogene, You know, Mary did not wear earrings.
But I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced, and if I take them out, they'll grow together.
Not in an hour and a half, they won't. Well, what did your doctor say?
What doctor?
Who pierced your ears?
Gladys. Probably then it was an ice pick. I bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just have to use something smaller. And is that what you're wearing? Is that your costume? You're all supposed to have your costumes today.
I can't find my hair and my wings got all bent. My mom doesn't have any white sheets. Can I wear a sheet with balloons on it?
No.
I don't have a costume. I don't think I've ever been shepherded.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
Well, he doesn't have a bathrobe.
Well, then what is he in the house in?
His underwear.
All right. Let's just pretend you're wearing costumes.
Are we going to go through the whole entire thing?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
But first, we're just going to start with the entrances. So I need for everybody to get what you need, where you need to be, and please take your benches with you. Alice, will you please take my chair? Thank you. All right, now we're going to start with the shepherd. So everybody get into place. All right. Mary Joseph and Maxine, just start like you were.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music, shepherd. Come in here. Come in. All right.
And an angel of the Lord. To them! Out of the black night.
No!
With horrible vengeance. The bloody marble.
Go on, Maxine.
A multitude of heavenly hosts.
And music and angels. And music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch it. I didn't see this. Go back.
Anything,
Mary, Joseph, they're here to make a lovely picture for us to think about Christmas and what it means.
There. Now put the baby back.
I don't get to say anything. Some angel comes and tells me what to name my baby. I'm going to name him Bill. That's a horrible thing to say.
What angel is that? Is that Gladys? There's angels all over the place. No, Gladys just brings the news to the shepherds.
Yeah, unto you a child is born. And to me, not bad me. I'm the one who had the baby.
No, to all of us. That means all of us. Jesus belongs to all of us.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? What did the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus? Yes! I know what the angel said. He said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. My gosh! He'd never get out of the first grade if you have to write all that. I have to do it.
You're not done yet?
Bradley, what should I do? Should I start over?
5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes!
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogen Hardman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. And then, when Mrs. McCarthy happened by the ladies' room, she saw all the smoke and called the fire department, and they came right away. They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose to the place, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. The applesauce cake had burned up. That made the ladies mad, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
A little smoke? There was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look, there are firemen in the church and baby angels crying and shepherds climbing all over the fire truck and half the neighborhood. Couldn't you tell it was cigar smoke?
No, I couldn't tell it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Oh!
No, guys, it's
Well,
circus.
Jesus,
This
Mary,
is
and
not
Myrtle,
circus.
everything. There will now be a 15-minute intermission. The bathrooms are just on the right side of this wall.
The refreshments are over there. But don't go through that way to get in line. Go through this way. Because if you go that way, Gladys and Imogene will get you. Come on, Imogene, let's get back!
Wendelkin's mother was mad, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins didn't think anybody would show up. I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jam-packed full. Everybody wanted to see what the Hardmans would do.
All right, now wait till I turn on the light.
I can't see where I'm going.
Here, watch your step.
I don't know what in the world you're going to do with this thing.
Oh, well, I thought it might look like a palm tree, but I can see now that it doesn't. You know, I've got no idea what's going to happen tonight. We've never once gone through the entire thing, and the Herdmans still think it's some kind of a spy story or something. Oh, where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are down in the basement putting on bed sheets.
I mean, our kids.
We're here.
Oh, get your costumes on. It's getting late.
It's just going to be awful, you know. They look like trick-or-treat, all fastened together with safety pins and wearing their old moldy sneakers. Mary and Joseph, I mean. They look like refugees or something.
You know, that's what they were in a way, Mary and Joseph. They were refugees. They were a long way from home. They didn't know anybody. They didn't have anywhere to stay. They were probably cold and tired and hungry and messy.
I don't know about cold, tired, and hungry, but they're sure messy.
Do you think I should take
Now
this
I
back and...
think you worry too much. I'm going to go backstage, and I'm going to push baby angels out on stage. And then I'm going to get shepherds or crooks and push them out on stage. When do I do all this?
Oh, it's all right here in the script, right? It's there. Baby angels.
Let's see, baby angels, shepherds, wise men. I don't see where it says anything here about fire engines.
Oh, you!
Just kidding.
All right, where are Beth and Alice? Beth, Alice?
You're still getting there.
Okay. I'll need you two down front to help me with the baby angels. All right. Now, I just want to see how you all look. Come up here, Beverly. Here we go. All right. Gladys, where's your halo?
My cat buried it. Listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby cave. I mean, why do they all get up and tear after some baby they don't even know? I ought to tell them it's Jesus, and I ought to tell them where he is.
No, you just say, unto us a child is born, and that's all you say. All right, now let's just go backstage and be quiet while everybody's coming. And everybody, good luck.
Oh, Mrs. Bradley, actors don't
Oh,
say
no,
luck. Actors say break a leg.
Break a leg!
It's just a theatrical thing. It doesn't mean break a leg. Yours or anyone else's. Well, Leroy.
Oh, and Mary, please try to remember that this is a baby. And for tonight anyway, it's the baby Jesus.
And suddenly, low. Saying glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Please be King, the glorious high, bearing gifts which travel so far. Build and mountain more about and falling on the star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading silver fleet, guide us to thy perfect light. They look awful too. And what is that Leroy's got? It's a ham. A ham? I bet they stole it. No, I think it's from their welfare basket. You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham. Even if they do hate ham, Alice, it's the first gift they've given away in their whole lives. Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also crazy God for all praise, seeds, and rich. But Mary kept these things and pondered them in her heart. Holy night,
always get weepy at the Christmas pageant. It's the children and the carols and music and all. But you're right, it should have been the worst Christmas pageant, and it was the best.
There was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was certainly different.
Yes. But I liked that. She had a lot of stuff. Usually you can't even hear the angel of the Lord. I'm going to go tell Grace.
I just wish I'd let them use Eugene for the baby Jesus.
Who was the baby Jesus?
Oh, it was just a doll.
Oh, I don't think so, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the Christmas story was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctor, nobody they knew. And then, arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the herdmen, the Christmas story was a whole new thing. Imogene birthing the baby, and the wise men bringing such a sensible present. After all, you can't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in a barn, go see him. So the shepherds didn't have to stumble all over the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, it was all wonder and mystery. As if she just caught on to what Christmas is really all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any hot cocoa, and they didn't walk off with all their cookies, and they wouldn't even eat their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Are there any kids left?
Oh, no, they're all gone. But, you still have your bathrobe on. You're not going to wear it, are you?
Oh, why not? I might get mistaken for a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being mistaken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Oh, yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came up to me and gave me a hug just because I was a shepherd. Should I bring this ham?
Oh, no, that's the herdman's ham. It's from their welfare basket. And they wouldn't take it back. Leroy said, it's a present, and you don't take back a present.
Leroy said that? They must hate him.
You and Alice and Wendleton.
Hey, what about the lights?
Oh, they're on a timer. They'll go off at midnight.
Oh, that's not far away. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.